Okay, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? I know you guys have been waiting for it all week. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Only Brandon, and this is episode 1 of Hunted, a Monster Hunter podcast created by Monster Hunter content creators. I'm joined by AkantoreX and CantaPerMe. Rainy, he might be here today, you guys. Not entirely too sure yet. But if he is here, we'll just fit him on inside of here. Hopefully you guys are having a great Friday. Hopefully you got, wait, is today Friday or is today Thursday? Today is Friday. Hopefully you guys are having a great Friday. Hopefully you guys have gotten your Ignition Greatsword and all of your spring events, spring event armor. Let's get this shit started, fam. What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing today, man? Alrighty then. All right, you guys here? Aki, Kanta? Well, Kanta is here, but Aki, can you say something?
Hi.
Hi. What's going on? Who's speaking for Kanta? Okay, so I just hit my microphone. I'm sorry. All right, so the most frequent question that I've had all this week was, is Kanta gonna talk on the podcast? And I don't know, man. It was kind of a funny question, and it still is a funny question. But no, he's not going to talk. Instead, you guys are going to have to bear with my voice as I voice for him. What did Kanta call me again? His talk to speech, as if I'm nothing. I'm nothing to Kanta but a talk to speech guy, right? But how are you guys doing today, though? How are you guys doing today?
Are you talking to me? Or
I'm talking to both of you guys.
Okay. Well, I'm doing fairly fine. It's Friday after all, weekend soon, so I'm doing pretty well.
Hey, there you go. And then Kanta, how are you doing? You just got done with a stream. You're already starting. I didn't hear anything on my end. Rip. Oh man. Well, why don't we just introduce ourselves first of all, because I know plenty of guys know you, but a lot of guys might not know myself. But hey, there are people who might not know who you are, Aki, just like there are people who might not know who Kanta is. So I'm going to start off first. My name is Only Brandon. I used to go by the name Osimba back in the Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate days. I've been streaming Monster Hunter for over 3 years now, with Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate being my very first Monster Hunter. Nowadays, I like to call myself a variety caster with a heavy lean towards Monster Hunter. And, well, that's just who I am, really. I focus on viewer hunts, community hunts. I just focus on having a good time with everybody that's in the chat. And that's just about it for me. Aki, who are you? Introduce yourself.
Well, my name is AkantoreX. Even though Moss kind of conveniently forgot the X, but it's not that important.
Oh, my bad, fam.
Nah, don't worry. But the thing that I do exclusively at the moment is YouTube and Monster Hunter. I started like 9 years ago, and I still do it because I'm, well, I mean, obviously enjoying myself.
Mm. Okay.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. Alrighty then. And then did Kanta type anything out? Kanta, introduce yourself, man. I'm waiting for the words. Turn up your mic, Aki. Oh, I need to turn him up. Alrighty then. He sounds pretty fine to me, but I could turn him up. There we go. I'm trying not to have him blow you guys' like eardrums out. But Kanta, introduce yourself. Oh, in the Discord group, like just type out, you know, what you do, who you are, etc., etc., etc. And as we wait for that, as we wait for his response, Aki, did you make your Ignition Greatsword yet?
I think. Does Kanta even hear you? Because I can't see anyone typing.
He can. Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Kanta, can you hear me? You should be able to hear me just fine, actually.
Dum.
Kanta, turn your mic down. That's way too loud. Fucking rip. Oh, yeah. Kanta had to like leave for like a second, and now he's back.
5 minutes into the stream, and Kenta's already sabotaging the whole podcast.
I know, dude. What the fuck, dude? He's sabotaging everything, man. All right, Kanta's back now. Can you hear us now?
What the fuck did Kanta even do?
Can you hear us now? But like, as we wait for Kanta, though, Aki, did you make your Ignition Greatsword yet, dude?
Of course, I even stayed up all night. It was, I think the spring update dropped for me at 1 a.m. or something, my time, or 2 a.m. well, pretty late at least. So I kind of stayed up, made a great sword, flopped into my bed, and fell into a coma, like
Okay.
Rainy did. How
He
about
fell
you?
into a coma. Yeah, I didn't hear jack shit. Tried rejoining call. Didn't do anything either. Oh
Dum
shit.
dum dum.
Why can't you hear shit? Like, hang on. Let me. Is there something on my end?
I don't think so. I think it
No.
might be a
Okay,
no.
Kenta, try restarting Discord. Usually, if there's a problem with that, restarting Discord will usually fix it. If rejoining doesn't work, then just restart it, and it's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll continue on with it. But what are your thoughts on the Ignition Greatsword, though, Kantor?
It's pretty damn good. It's safely to say that it's the best greatsword we have right now. It looks amazing as well, not the bone garbage ones which we previously had. Actually, I can't even remember. We used the Jaguar's greatsword, which looked kind of fine. Then we had the Valazak one that's also, well, it's at least it has its own design.
Yeah.
Then the Anguish one, the Devil's greatsword. I mean, yeah, it's kind of nice, but the thing with the new greatsword, the Ignition greatsword, is since Elementus is a thing, it's pretty much kicking every other greatsword's ass.
Yeah.
By the way, just in case can't hear you over his Discord or something, you can just sit on my lap and we can hear listen to your voice from my end. It's all right. I can offer this much for Kenta.
Huh?
I mean, you think
Well,
that's a
Cancer,
bad
there you
offer?
go. just go over to where he lives and just sit on his lap, and then he could tell you all the bedtime stories like in his lap, right? All right, but like I know for me, one of the reasons why I'm actually happy that the Ignition Greatsword is like the best greatsword in the game currently right now is because so Capcom has been doing the fan creations for a while now, right? Where they ask people in the community to like draw a weapon for them, make artwork for them, right? And like the winner gets put into the game. They've been doing it for a while, right? But usually those weapons haven't really been good. They weren't really viable. They weren't all that great. Not even for, a person like myself who enjoys a casual multiplayer hunt. I still want to be doing as much damage as I possibly can, right? So it's really good to see that Capcom actually took this seriously to like make it one of the best great swords in the game. Because I remember back in For Ultimate, we had that Clockwork Insect Glaive, I think it was.
The low rank one.
Yeah, the low rank one,
Yeah.
and I didn't even know it was low rank. Who is going to use a low rank weapon in a G rank hunt unless you're fucking around or some shit like that, right? But it's
But I think in low rank it was actually pretty good from what I've heard. So basically you could use it in low rank.
okay.
I think the quest was Tetsukabra, I think, the Frogger. I can't remember, but it's basically a low end monster. You can just snatch the glyph if you're a glyph fan. Use this one until you hit mid high rank or something, and then you
Okay.
just craft the next best thing. I'm not sure. There might be a few other weapons in Monster Hunter which were designed but were also kind of viable. Not the best one. I think that's probably the first case where it's the best one. But it's definitely. I don't think it's the only one. The other ones, the contest weapons were just not comparable. At least I can't.
Exactly.
I think in Try or something there was a hammer or a switch X. I don't know, which was pretty
I'm
decent.
pretty
I
sure it
think.
was a hammer. Like I can't remember it fully, but like my gut is telling me that it was a hammer.
Okay, I think it was a switch X actually.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. By the way, has Kenta risen from the dead yet, or is
Is he?
Kenta
Yeah,
still
is Kanta alive?
lost
Is
in the
Kanta
void?
alive? Well, I see him back online. It looks like. Kanta, are you
Okay.
alive? Are you dead? Are you dead? But how's everybody in chat doing today? How's everybody in chat doing? Again, sorry, Kanta is having technical difficulties. So right now we're just kind of like bullshitting until Kanta does get his shit sorted. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Don't leave me. No, but like we're just waiting for Kanta to fix his stuff, and then yeah, we'll get it started. We will get all the topics started. First time here. What's going on? Boo, Kanta. Damn, rip. But let me just take this time to like give a huge shout out to Akantore and Rainy. for the podcast idea. Because I remember when I first started streaming like a few years ago, I was talking to Kogath with the idea of doing a podcast. However, not a lot of people knew who I was at the time, so I figured I would be, wasting a lot of people's time to even like ask. And then 3 years later, here comes Akantor and Rainy again. Like, why don't you do a fucking podcast, Moss? Like, I think you would be good for it. And I kind of denied it at first, and then a few days later, I was like, you know what? I'll do it. I will definitely do it. So again, Akantor and to Rainy, who isn't fucking here. Thank you so much.
Don't mention it.
Yeah, thank you.
I think I can actually say here why I don't think you actually know it as well, so it might be a good idea or a good opportunity to talk about this specific topic in this podcast. The thing is that I got to the idea with the whole podcast thing. I watched your Dauntless video where you talked. It was basically a structured video, and it seemed pretty professional, even though your YouTube channel is kind of dead. And I was pretty surprised. That's why I thought maybe you having as being a host or having you as a host in general might be a good idea.
Oh my
It
god.
might be good to start out with something like that. That's actually the only reason why I even came up with the whole thing and went to you and told you, hey, make a podcast or radio or something, whatever,
Yeah.
something like that.
You think Aki is too silent in comparison to myself?
And Kenta is fucking mute, so quiet.
He should be very loud now. I turned you up all the way.
Nice.
We upload this to YouTube later. I will be making a YouTube channel specifically for this podcast, so I can archive it. Yeah. Shit.
Well, Hex says it's too loud now.
Now it's too loud. I was about to say, like, I'm trying to like appease to everybody here. Aki's too soft. Aki's too loud. Aki's too hard. Aki's too muscular. Aki's too German.
Funnily enough, I think the last one was actually new. Never heard of that one before. Okay, now it's too loud.
Now you've heard of it before. How is he now? His voice is pitched though, so it's not that abrasive to the ears. Aki is too hot. Keep it too loud. No balls on this man. Aki not face camming. Well, I figured that, Aki and of course Kanta and Rainy. Call is still muted for me. Anybody know how to fix this? I don't have the deafen option enabled, so I should hear something. Okay, here's how we're gonna do it then. Because we do have to get this show rolling. Kanta, just type in chat. Just type in Twitch chat. Everybody can read it. I can hear it. I can read it. And you will be a little bit delayed, but we got to get the ball rolling on this one. We got to get the topics out because I can't think of any other stuff. So
yeah, I think it would be a good idea.
That would be for the best. Yeah, don't worry about it, man. Like it's not your fault. It's Discord being a bitch. Don't worry about it. All right. Well,
Brendan,
what's up?
Kanta could just send his answers to you via DMs. I think that would be better.
That is true as well. Neither Aki nor Moss are muted, and their user volume are both maxed. I have no clue. What did I have for breakfast today? Beer. All right, let's get these topics rolling, though. So, how's everybody's experience in Monster Hunter World been? We are. How many months is this now? Let's see. It came out in January 1, 2. So we're 2 months into Monster Hunter World. Obviously, it's more than enough time for people to think about, their experiences in Monster Hunter in the franchise, whether or not you guys have been playing since the first one, or if this is or if this one is is your first one. How was you guys' experience so far?
Well, the game definitely, in comparison to other games, has a lot of improvements, especially quality of life ones, and other improvements like hunting, which the game is centered around. And if you compare it to the first Monster Hunter and how far we came from console Monster Hunter to console Monster Hunter once again, this time in super glorious, delicious HD, it's actually kind of nice, especially if you look at the sales and the success of the newest Monster Hunter World.
Mm-hmm.
And I played it first. Everyone was a little bit hesitant because it might be just a shiny turd, for example. It might be garbage, but it looks nice. And basically, I was proven wrong good, fair enough. It does have its flaws, but I definitely enjoyed the shit out of this game, and I still enjoy it. I'm I'm basically now around 104.
Oh wait, can you say that last part? I think you cut out just a little bit.
Okay, it basically I am still enjoying the game, even though I have hundreds of hours already into this game, and
Mm.
I still like it. And it definitely has its problems, but I'm pretty sure the positives outweigh the negatives. And in
Oh
my
yeah.
opinion, but at this point, well, as I said before, in my opinion, at this point, it's the best Monster Hunter, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Since I'm not saying it's way above every other Monster Hunter. I'm just saying it's, in my opinion, the complete rank one Monster Hunter, and followed by for Ultimate, yada yada. And it definitely did a lot of things nice. The weapons all feel fun. They're fun to play. They're strong. Well, some weapons had to be a little bit adjusted, and at the end, like Hunting Horn or something, because they didn't do enough damage apparently. And but the game itself, each time I boot it up, there's always stuff to do, and I kind of like it. Of course, it's a little bit bare bones because it's a base game, and we don't have that many monsters. But still, it's a very good game in my opinion. And the fact that we're getting even more content in the future, however long it's going to take, it's definitely a plus point for the whole game as well. That's pretty much it.
All right. All right. I gotta agree with you on one of the points that you've made though. No Monster Hunter game is perfect. Like I think the outside of Monster Hunter World, the most recent example that we can think of would be a Monster Hunter Double Cross, where Brave Longsword like kind of sort of like trumped a lot of everything. You know, Striker Lance and I believe Brave Charge Blade was another one that was pretty damn OP. So, and then there were other questionable decisions that Capcom has made throughout the entirety of the series, even going as far back as Monster Hunter One, where your combat inputs, where you attack, you shoot the weapon, etc., was tied to the right analog stick, right? But at the same
The
time,
gold days.
though, but at the same time, though, I do have some problems with Monster Hunter World, but that's just my personal thing, and that is a topic for another time. But compared to the other Monster Hunter games, I would personally like if I was to have a top 10. If you guys were to ask me what is your like not even top 10, top 5. If you guys were to ask me what my top 5 favorite Monster Hunter games would be, I would definitely say For Ultimate would be my number 1, but I would say Monster Hunter World will be my number 2. And the only reason why I'm saying that Monster Hunter World will be my number 2 is because, yes, I'm going to say it here, there's no G rank. Like, if it had that, then immediately bumped up to number 1. Because Monster Hunter World, for me, it's a great game. I definitely got my money's worth out of it. When I played Generations, it left a hole, like, in my heart. It really did. You know, it left this big gaping freaking hole. I was like, what am I doing? You know, and then Monster Hunter World came out, filled that hole, gave me plenty of freaking happiness, gave me plenty of joy every single day that I booted up, log in, you know, do my bounties, whatever I'm doing in Monster Hunter World at the time. And for that, it's a damn good game. And like you said before, plenty of quality of life improvements. Plenty of quality of life improvements. I feel my favorite quality of life improvement. I know it's going to sound very, you know, odd, but infinite whetstones. I fucking love it.
Infinite whetstones. If someone asks you what's the main appeal of this game, you can sharpness your weapon forever.
Ah, like I know, right? You can do it forever. You can do it for the fuck ever. Oh man, oh man. But other than that though, I don't know, I'm just saying, like, compared to like a game like For Ultimate, where For Ultimate's end game was virtually limitless because of that relic system, the guild quest system, that I feel that Monster Hunter World just I don't know, man. I always love the end game grinds for a lot of action role playing games. I used to be big into Diablo 2. I played a lot of Diablo 3, and I played a lot of Path of Exile, where the main point of the game is to get loot, including Borderlands 2, where the main game the main game. The main goal of those games was to get loot. So to see For Ultimate, adopt that same style where you could get, a great sword. It can come with like, any stats. It could come with natural purple. It could come with slots. It could come with, some affinity. It in differing styles too. It really took the For Ultimate in game to the next level per se. It took it to the next level.
I see. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of missed the relics, to be honest.
Yeah.
It would be nice if they would come back in like a toned down variation. It's not too much randomness to the whole stats. Like, don't make the range insanely large. For example, from 900 to 1,800 greatsword or something. That would be too much. Just make the rarest version, the best version, and the second best version comparable to endgame weapons, and then so that you can branch out your weapons. For example, it's an amazing concept for monsters, for games which doesn't have too many monsters, because some weapons don't have, for example, some hammers don't exist with proper thunder, proper raw, proper crit, no poison or something like that. And the random weapon thingy with the designs and stuff was actually a good idea to fill those gaps, especially in Monster Hunter World, where you have like 5 monsters or so. Is Kanta actually sending you DMs, or how do you?
No, I was just about to ask Kanta the same exact thing. All right, Kanta. So, are you going to send me DMs in Discord so I can read them, or what's gonna happen here? What you gonna do, man?
Oh, first podcast already sliding into his DMs.
I know, man. He's fucking first podcast. First he sabotages it. Now he's sliding into my DMs. What the fuck do you want from me?
And Kenta's a beast, a sexual predator.
God damn it, man. Nah, we're just joking. We all know each other, so we just give each other shit. It's all out of fun. It's all out of playful fun. So nobody say, "Oh, stop making fun of Kanta, goddammit," because we're just having fun.
Yeah, I think we could have just managed it, like going into someone's Discord, into a private voice chat or something, and tried like this. But since Rainy is dead, and yeah, I don't have Discord, so it doesn't really work that well.
No, you're fine. Don't worry. But yeah, Kanta, how do you feel this Monster Hunter compares to the previous Monster Hunter games? Like, I'm pretty sure that the general consensus out of all of us is that we really, really, really like this one, But like compared to the other Monster Hunter games, there are some things that we don't like. There are some things that we do like, etc., etc. And I am interested to hear what your thoughts are on the matter. I could have sworn I've heard you say just a little bit of your thoughts, but I never heard like the full story or anything. So if you want to, you can type it out in Twitch chat. You can send me a DM on Discord, because the Discord's not working out for you. So either way, just text it to me, type it out to me, and I'll read it out loud. But chat, what is your opinions on Monster Hunter World? What is your opinions on Monster Hunter World compared to other Monster Hunter games? What is you guys' opinion on that? Do you guys like it? Do you guys not like it? What do you guys like about it? What do you guys don't like about it? Let me know. Monster Hunter World needs more global. True. Same.
Let me actually address the point that Ori just made with the whole Monster Hunter World is slowly dying.
I mean, that's with every game.
Yeah, but let me address this one. It's actually a valid criticism of the game. Some people said the game is just not packed enough. You're done with a lot of shit fairly easy and fairly quickly. But a lot of people, when they start the game, they rushed and spammed the fuck out of the game, like accumulated hundreds of hours in 2 months or so. Yeah. Of course, you're running dry and going on fumes at some point. It doesn't matter how much you love the game. At some point, if you're not dedicated to the grind and you don't really like spamming the certain quest all over, then it's not this game for you. And a lot of games, for example, if you got a couple of 100 hours in Monster Hunter World, you definitely got your your worth out of the game, the money that you invested into it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you loathe the fuck out of this game after you hit Huntering 3, then it's maybe not your game. I understand the criticism of people saying that the game doesn't have enough content, but it's fine because you can come back in 1 year or so. If you're super tired of Monster Hunter, come back in 1 year and you're definitely going to find yourself having way more content, at least maybe 2 or 3 monsters more, maybe G rank announced, and with the PC version rolling by in, when was it, autumn or fall, or where was it? I forgot. But
Wait, say again. Say again.
The PC version comes around in August, I think, or
like we don't have an exact month yet. All we know is that it's coming out fall 2018. That's it.
Basically, the possibility to be able to mod the game or do this whole kind of jazz gives you the game once again, but now you can just customize all to your heart's content, and maybe it's going to be like Skyrim, where the modding community keeps this game alive.
Right.
And I think some people should, if they're a little bit dried out of Monster Hunter World or didn't buy it yet, should just wait for the PC release, and you're most likely going to get even more out of your money, considering more enhanced graphics and all that stuff.
All right. Now I'm going ahead here and like read some of this chat, man. 1 second. Your opinions on Monster Hunter World. Let's see. Cryptic says, my opinions on Monster Hunter World. Tempered Pickle is touching me without permission. Ren says, you don't like it that it's not on PC yet. Caliox says the same thing. You're satisfied with it. You're looking forward to the future of the series. Now it's on console. All right. What's up, Dream Boss? Monster Hunter World needs Ori. What's up, Dragon? Some more water weapons, please. Yeah. Like, I'm going to address it too. To be honest with you, that's just with any game. You know, that's just with any game. It will slowly die out. Look at Dark Souls, for example. I'm sorry for mentioning it, guys, but I think that's a good example. You know? Even before this remaster, you know, people who first played the game were playing it only for hype. You know, that this is what every single game goes through, hype, right? And that hype slowly dies down, and then what's left is the people who, you know, will continue to play that game. And that's just gaming, like, as it is. You know, but I would say that even if the game wasn't going to be coming out on PC, y'all know how long motherfuckers can play a Monster Hunter game for. Oh, it's only supposed to last 500 hours. No, people play that shit for like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 hours, right? Monster Hunter is a lifestyle game for a lot of people, to be completely honest with you. And with Monster Hunter World coming out onto console, that's only gonna increase the number of people who make this game into a lifestyle game. I know there's a lot of people who were still playing Generations, even though it wasn't for Ultimate, you know, even though the ending was kind of meh, you know. But for a lot of people, Monster Hunter is a lifestyle type game, you know. People play Path of Exile all the time, people play Orphan all the time, people play Monster Hunter all the time, you know. And that's actually one of my hopes for this game, because I know we were talking about we were getting a little bit off topic here, but fuck it. I know that a lot of people were including myself, were hoping that this Monster Hunter is going to be an actual lifestyle game, because before this, when I say lifestyle game, we create content ourselves, whether it be speedrunning or even custom quests. We make our own content after Capcom has given us all the content, you know, that they could give us at the time: collaborations, DLC quests, G-Rank fix, all this, etc., 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 right? But my hope for Monster Hunter World is that they are going to, you know, keep updating the game for at least a year and a half, 2 years. Because a lot of people actually ask, why does Monster Hunter need that treatment? Why does it need that treatment? Well, for me, I'm just saying this for me personally, because it gives me a reason to revisit a game that I like. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gives me a reason. It gives me a reason to go back into that game, to farm something that I want to farm, to fight that new monster that I want to fight. It gives me a reason to go back into the game, because personally, I don't like making challenges for myself. I used to make a lot of custom quests, but I don't know how to do that on the PS4, and I probably will never do that on the PS4 because I don't want to get my ass fucking banned. You know what I'm saying? And also too, I'm not a speedrunner, so I can't just, you know, create my own content. You know, I'm not interested in, oh, how fast am I going to do this? How fast am I going to do that? I'm actually interested in Capcom giving me, you know, oh, hey, next month, Rajang, the month afterwards, Gormagala, month afterwards, Xenoger. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of monster in the game that I would love to have. You know, and I know you have it in Frontier and you have it in online, but there's not an English localization. So I know we got a little bit off topic there. God damn it, man. This should have honestly been a topic. But you brought up a really good point there, Aki, and I had to follow through on that one.
Me? I didn't say jack shit.
I can't even remember. Like earlier, I was trying to like follow up with you when you had mentioned Ori's you know, Monster in the World is dying, whatever. So I know that was a little bit off topic, but I got out what I wanted to get out.
It's been 1 week ago or something. Basically, the one sure way to improve or enhance the longevity of the game in general is just implement marrying and dating and all that shit into Monster Hunter World, and everyone will play the fuck out of this game. Even I would. Creep into the DMs of the endemic life researcher chick, the brown one with the puke armor, which is just standing around. Have you seen her? Juicy thighs. I'm actually not serious. I was just making a joke. But speaking, just shortly addressing the whole guild quest and relics thing, I think it's actually a good idea to bring it back, but just a little bit simplified. As I said before, because we need something to heavily grind. The tempered quests are nice and all, but it's a kind of too random for me. When you're running out on tempered quests, you have to farm them again, and that's okay, but it gets a little bit tedious from time to time. And I'm sorry, keep going. I just wanted to say, it's, for me, I'm a little bit biased because guild quests were nice, because the monsters in the first area, you just go there, have a 1v1 brawl, fuck it up, or get fucked up, doesn't really matter. And in the end, you either stand there victorious with heaps of rewards, or you die like a bitch and you get jack shit. But right. I kind of like that, because you don't have to chase a monster. I mean, the areas are nice and all, they're pretty to look at, but ancient forest, navigating to ancient forest or coral highlands, chasing like Yana to the top. Jesus Christ, my heart aches every time I have to chase Rathalos through ancient forest.
1 second. I just had to answer a question really fast. All right, so
did Kenta succeed?
Like, that's one of the reasons why I'm saying that 4 Ultimate is my #1 favorite. I always call Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate a fucking Final Fantasy game. God damn it! I'm on some other shit right now, man. What's your favorite Final Fantasy game? Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. No, but that's one of the reasons though why I say Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate is my favorite one, because the end game in Monster Hunter World is, as you said, I mean, you said it nicely. You said tedious. I'm going to say it's fucking horrid. I'm going to say it is. It is the execution of it actually is horrid. Like, I get the point of Monster Hunter World. You're supposed to like play the game as if you're actually hunting a monster, right? You find the tracks, you find the snot, you find the shit, you find the sperm, you find everything, piece it all together, and then boom, your scout flies can tell you exactly where to fucking go, you know, where the monsters are at. But why can't I find tempered monsters on expeditions if we're going to do that? Why do I need to... I'm going to just say this, guys. I'm going to just say this. Monster Hunter, the end game of any Monster Hunter game is already an end game. It's already a grind, right? Whether or not you're fucking relic farming or charm farming, it's a grind. It's an RNG grind. you know, which automatically turns off a lot of people. Let's be real, you know, those who remained were all fucking madmen, right? Especially those who were back in the full ultimate days. God damn. I still don't have my perfect weapon after all this time. It's an RNG grind. You know, what are you grinding for? You're grinding for decorations, right? You're trying to get that attack jewel. You're trying to get that mind's eye jewel. You're trying to get that you're trying to get that tenderizer, that critical, that non-elemental, that artillery, that magazine. You're trying to get your decorations, right? So if that's already a grind, why lock that end game behind an RNG system? And for Ultimate, the end game was very accessible. You know, it was accessible. You know, you could go on the Monster Hunter Reddit. Hey fam, you got a double Rajang quest? Yeah, man, I got you. Hey fam, you got a Steigen's Onager Brachidios quest so I can just haul me the fuck out of that shit? Yeah, fam, got you right over here. Right? And you could even find your own quest. You know, you just had to kill the monster and that was it. You know, and because of that, it was easily accessible. You know, for Ultimate's end game, it's easily accessible. You know, it's not that confusing. I mean, at first it can be very confusing, especially when you take into consideration, you know, leveling up your quest all the way up to, like, you know, 136 plus, because we all know that guild quest at level 136 plus, those drop like the best of the fucking best. It was simple. It was accessible. This one, it's accessible through luck, which personally, I don't like that. That's why I haven't done much of the end game, because I would rather actually go out and hunt a monster whose tracks I already have, right? I would actually go out and hunt a monster rather than follow behind Kieran's ass for fucking 15 minutes and get tracks. And Capcom knows this too. Capcom definitely knows this as well, because we have that one quest that gives us a bunch of tracks. So, come on. I don't know. That's all I'm going to say, though, for that. That's all I'm going to say.
Basically, what I'm going to tell you about the Monster Hunter World Endgame is... Endgame in general, about the whole about Monster Hunter, is usually optional, because that's what it is. It's endgame. Usually, some people who buy games, they just buy play the game, beat the story, and are done with the game. I've seen a lot of people in my guild card when I was guild card leeching that were a couple of weeks ago huntering like 30 or so, and they didn't improve at all. Like, there is still 130. So basically, they played the game, dropped it after the story. And it's fine. You don't have to do tempered quests. You don't need it, because the only thing that you get from tempered quests is the possibility to improve your gear by getting decos and like stream stones and all that stuff. But you don't need it. You can just bare bones run into the Xenojiva fight and fuck him up with unupgraded bone shit. Not unupgraded, but basically like, I don't know, 500 attack or something.
I get what you're saying. You're saying that you know, you can still go in there regardless of what your set is. And look at that, hey, Kanta, he's actually typing in the chat, you know, you can still go in there regardless of what your set is. I just told him he can just watch the stream and then answer it. It's going to be a little bit delayed, but at least it works. Yeah, it works. It works, man. All right, so Kanta says, oh my god, I'm actually excited to read this. Kanta says that the end game's almost non-existent. You're given too many tools to be powerful, mantles, boosters, etc. But the game from beginning up to end game is great. I gotta agree with that, actually.
Well, I partially agree and partially disagree. I agree that the end game is almost non-existent since it's only tempered quests. But I'm kind of including the new event quests, at least the post Huntering 13 or whatever the Xenojiva fight was. I'm going to consider those as endgame as well, so I can't really comment on the endgame. At least I can comment on it as we have it now with the whole tempered quest. It's a little bit bare bones, I'll give Kanta that. And we do get a lot of tools to feel powerful. I don't mind being too powerful. I do mind that I don't mind that we're too powerful, but I do mind that the monsters are too weak. The monsters just die way too fast. It's like they have HP wise, they are as strong as as monsters in
What's up? What did you say at the end?
the monsters in Monster Hunter World high rank have about the same HP as Monster Hunters in Generation, and monsters in Generations have, or even less. And but your hunters got stronger, so your hunter got buffed, but the monsters remain the same, weak as shit. And
Right.
but they give you a lot of tools, which increase your damage, which make the fights even more trivial. It's either you get dunked by the monster, or you learn the monster and fuck it up in 2 minutes or so. And yeah, so basically you're definitely strong, but the monsters are too weak as well. So it's a very weird balance. And aside from that, I agree with Kanta. The end game is kind of tiny, teeny weeny. And yeah. How about you? Do you actually like how strong the hunter is?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I mean, like, damn, I gotta think of an answer.
Don't you have this kind of power fantasy, this fetish to stomp on monster babies?
Like half and half. Get out, man, get out.
Squish.
Oh, half and half. Because me personally, like, I don't give a shit about if I throw on Rocksteady as I'm doing a greatsword. You want to know what that tells me? Shit, I'm getting off my true charge as a Rocksteady as you try to kill me. I'm unstoppable. You can't touch you can touch my ass. You could possibly kill my ass too, but I'm getting off that fucking true charge. That's for damn sure. But at the same time though, I do miss that challenge. You know, I do miss the challenge that Monster Hunter brings, you know. And I do want to comment on something that you said, saying that how the monsters were weaker in this game than, you know, a lot of other games, you know. Personally, I'm okay with that. Because, man, I'm not trying to like insult anybody here or bring up the casual hardcore topic, because I know what I'm gonna say might sound a certain way, but I'm really not trying to sound like that certain way. I'm not trying to sound like a dick ass elitist. But
here comes.
I get why Capcom made that decision to open the game up to a wider audience, right?
Of course.
So that way people can actually enjoy the game. I mean, it's still Monster Hunter regardless. It's Monster Hunter regardless, right? But that ease of access, you know, it wasn't just on console, it was on difficulty as well. You know, there are times where, you know, I'd be streaming this game and I think to myself, damn, I'd rather be fighting that tempered Devil Joe right now. And hey, he's back for a few weeks, right? But the challenge was there, you know, the excitement, the passion, the hype, everything, you know. Like, one of the things that I miss is starting a quest and being like, oh shit, I didn't get to eat, you know. But I get why they did that, you know. So that way Capcom could make money. And the big reason why I don't mind that personally is because the more money that Capcom makes, because we as the Monster Hunter community, we're beggars. Capcom, please give us this game. You know, we're all fucking beggars. You know, we want more Monster Hunter. You know, however, for the longest time, even though 3 Ultimate has done well, even though 4 Ultimate has done well, even though Generations has done well, it still wasn't enough to show Capcom that they should take the West seriously enough to invest the Monster Hunter series into, you know. So with this game, even though the difficulty is lowered, I don't mind it because Capcom has already made its money, right? Capcom has made its money and it's making its money every day, right? Capcom has beat out Battlefront 2, all these other fucking games with insidious like practices. It's already beat them out. Why? Because it's a good game. Simple. It's a good fucking game. And if Capcom makes, and we just showed Capcom that, yes, invest in us. Give us more Monster Hunter. And the more Monster Hunter that we have, the better. You know, which is why I don't mind. if lowering the difficulty means more people can access the game, means more people can give Capcom money and to show Capcom that we are worthy, and they're gonna give us more Monster Hunter games, I say it's fucking worth it. I say it's worth it, to be completely honest with you, because I doubt that anybody is going to say I don't want another Monster Hunter game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure people would love to have more Monster Hunter.
But Brendan, we have to consider one major thing.
What's that?
The gap between players are in the skill level or how they perceive this game is enormous. I see people complain about for example, the end game being too hard, getting raped by Gigantic, Xenojiva, Tempered Quest, Tempered Kirin especially, and some people just breeze through the game. That's true. Some people get their ass kicked, so they don't really want to take a risk too much and turn off players very early, and they do throw the tryhards a bone with the Tempered Deviljho quest. For those people who didn't notice, Tempered Deviljho doesn't only have the increased attack from tempered monsters, he also is tankier and has more defense. And since they brought this monster into the game with an event, my hopes are kind of high that they're going to do this with either new monsters or maybe Tempered Elder Dragons. And speaking of Tempered Deviljho, I'm going to ask both of you, what was your first experience and how do you like the fight in general?
My first experience with Tempered Deviljho?
Yes.
Do you want an accurate representation of what my first experience with Tempered Deviljho is? Oh my god, that hitbox! Oh my god, my health! Oh my god, max potion! Oh my god, dead!
Fair enough.
My first experience with Tempered Deviljho was fucking amazing, man. Like, it brought out on stream why I loved Monster Hunter. Right, I felt like I was fighting a G rank monster, an Apex monster, all over again. Was just incredibly excited. I was hyped. I was, really just getting into it. I was focused. I was loud. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Kanta, how about your experience, man? How was your first experience with the Tempered Deviljho? I refuse to call him Pickle. I think it's dumb. I refuse.
Yeah, fair enough.
But how was your experience actually, as well, Aki?
Well, my experience was basically I went in. I thought he was just a tempered monster, basically more attack and nothing else changed.
Same shit, yeah.
Yeah, but I was not disappointed, but I was actually relieved. I was disappointed that it's an event that's going to disappear soon. But he left after 1 weekend, and I didn't actually know, and I was kind of screwed in the end. But anyway, he was definitely super tanky. My first run against him, normally solo Deviljho with charge blade takes around 3 to 5 minutes, and he started limping at 6 minutes or so, and that's insane. And monsters limp at 30% remaining HP.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite a battle. I really like it, and I'm very hyped for more Tempered Deviljho. And man, just in time, Kanta seems to kind of agree.
Yeah, man. I was about to read what Kanta said. Kanta's reaction was, "Dang, he hits hard." That was my first thought. Jesus fucking Christ, he's tanky. Was my second thought. Personally, let's see then. And this is what Kanta's saying. Personally, I have mixed feelings about Tempered Joe, though. I like the fact that he actually provides a challenge even with in-game gear. But you don't like how Joe's fight in general is designed in this game. Ooh, elaborate. This is the content that we need. This is the controversial content that this podcast needs. No. It's not controversial, but I am interested in your opinion, though.
The fight is definitely unnatural, extremely unnatural for Deviljho. The whole counter shtick doesn't. Is supposed to be a ferocious eating machine, just relentlessly attacking you with his body weight and all that stuff. And all he does is doing his chomping attack, spams the fuck out of the jump, just lingers there forever. You smack him when he's countering, and he just sulks in the corner, just sits there and, why did you attack me while I was attacking you? This wasn't supposed to be like this. And it's extremely unnatural for Deviljho. I like the fight as a standalone, but as a Deviljho fight, it's kind of garbage. As a standalone fight, the whole counter gimmick thing, I think they should have just saved this for a new monster. It's a neat idea, but doesn't fit for Deviljho at all. It's like, what were they thinking? I don't know.
Would you say that it has to do anything with his size?
No.
You
No,
wouldn't?
the
would.
the size is fair enough. He definitely feels like a gargantuan
Fucker's huge.
monster, basically large and ferocious and threatening. But it's the most imposing thing about him is actually the pin spam and the size. That's pretty much everything.
Yeah,
Unless
the
he's
pin
tempered,
is
of
pretty
course.
dumb. Because I remember that I was like, as he was doing his pin attack, I was literally on the other side of that fucker, and he still got me. I was like, it happened on stream too. It's like, what the fuck is this? I was so mad. I took a break. I left for like a quick second. I was like, I'll see you guys in like 5 minutes before I just blow the fuck up on stream because some fuck shit just happened. Let's see what Kanta says. Kanta says, you don't like how Monster of the World shows relies a lot on you exploiting the counter bites to get a large opening. True. That's my general gripe with a lot of monsters in Monster of the World too. Many fights rely on making the monsters unable to move at all and less on exploiting attacks. I think Legiana and Kushala Deora are good examples. It's either them doing jack shit because they're flinched, dunked, or you are doing jack shit because they fly all over the place and their attacks don't provide any openings. Okay, so I'm going to agree and disagree with you on that one, Kanto. I'm just going to disagree with you on the Kushala Deora. Only because I will only gun Kushala Deora. So the only thing I'm looking forward to is his head. And I'm always firing at the head. You know, and I heard that fucking snore. Is he just snore, Aki?
Nah.
Did I just hear that? Light bulb gun users. Yuck. No, but I use what's up, Chris? I use a light bulb gun on Kushala Deora, right? So for me personally, I'm always finding the opening. You know, I'm always finding the opening, and most of the time, I'm getting the opening, right? I'm getting it because I'm focusing on the head. I'm not trying to melee the head. I'm firing at the head, and plus I have three close. I use Karma, and I use 3 close range up mods. So I'm always going to be, no matter what, 100% always on that head. You know, that's my job. But Legiana, oh my god, I definitely agree with you right there, man. Because Legiana is just, it's not a hard monster. Legi's really not a hard monster at all. He's one of those monsters that's just annoying as fuck to deal with, you know? Like, you have to constantly, like, flash spam the fucker. And even flashing him down doesn't even work most of the goddamn time. Because he's always just up in the air. Look at me, I'm fucking reject Lugia up in the goddamn air and shit, you know? And I'm just like, come on, bro. I just flashed you. You looked at the flash bomb. You fucking looked at that shit, and you mean to tell me that you're not down yet? Are you serious, man?
Well, Brandon, I think you're missing.
Gems are a pain in the ass to get, so yeah.
I think you're missing Kanta's point a little bit. Let me actually elaborate.
I might be.
The thing that he means with less exploiting attacks, it's just monsters don't really have a pattern anymore that you can exploit, and basically like Rajang. Rajang is a perfect example. If you at first he can fuck you up immediately, but if you actually find out the whole pattern thing and something, it doesn't trivialize the fight, but it does make rewarding each time you find an opening, so that you know when you can attack. Monster in the World, it's basically attack all the time, evade the attacks, because the attacks are quite easy to evade, and then you're basically just praying, and it's less skill or luck reliant, I'd say, because just attacking and hope and evading, and it's not like you're waiting for an opening and just bust all your strongest attack. It's just spam your strongest attack. The monsters dies in 2 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
And if they don't die in 2 minutes, it's because they have a super annoying gimmick like Legiana just flying all the time.
Yeah.
Kushala flying all the time. Monsters just running through the area. Odogaron leaping through the sky, doing some spins and twirls and all that stuff. It's just not as rewarding to actually learn the monster anymore because there's not much to it. The monsters are supposed to be more natural and less acting like they're AI or something, but the only thing that changed is basically that you learn how to evade the attack, and that's pretty much it. It's not like the monsters they didn't get really more difficult or more natural to their moves or their fields. It's just not very rewarding anymore to spam the monster and just get knowledgeable. You can just, with minimal knowledge, wreck the monster. If you're just trip lock or headlock the monster, it's, I don't know. I think that's what Kenta was referring to.
Okay, I get it now. And you actually did, when you brought up the Rajang, G-Rank, he does have a very easy pattern to do.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people, for example, they don't see that pattern. That's what's so actually rewarding, because either you figure it out yourself or someone tells you, and then you're like, oh, that's how it works. And
yeah.
then the fight gets more easy because you're getting rewarded for learning and dedication. Monster Hunter World, not so much. The funds are there's still fun, but you don't really have much control over it because you're at the mercy of the monster's attacks at all times, and you can't do much against it. So I would recommend actually going to the second topic. We kind of drifted off extremely.
Yeah, we did. God damn it though, but shit. God damn it. I was gonna say something else, but we should be getting into the second topic. We're already an hour in. I thought it was gonna be done by now, but shit. Okay. Second topic. How do you guys feel about these brand new weapon changes that we've had? Me personally, I have a bit of a gripe with a certain quote unquote change. The ultra spam on Charge Blade. Now, hear me out. Ultra spamming with the Charge Blade is still fucking wonderful, right? And I believe that it's still top DPS, I believe. But the change that they made to it, that they made to the elemental files. Yeah, elemental files they're pretty cool now, right? Because me personally, I like to use a variety of weapons. Right, I like to use a variety of weapons, and that's and that is something that I did like about Generations, because Generations Charge Blade had some variety into it. You know, I don't want to just use the same one all the time, every single fucking day. You know, which I felt I had to with the Diablo's Charge Blade. I felt as though I had to, and that's why I haven't really played a lot of Charge Blades. I haven't played a lot of it, but I can't. Even though they buffed the value for elemental files, I can't see myself using those said files. I can't see myself using, these Charge Blades, because the Diablo's Charge Blade is just gonna beat it out, And me personally, I like to do as much damage as I can. I know I'm asking for I'm asking for the best of both worlds here, right? Give me variety, but give me, powerful choices, right? Which I know they were trying to do, but to me, ultimately, the Diablo's Charge Blade is still the best of the best. So I feel that, like I said, I feel that they've did the elemental Charge Blade right, but at the same time though, I feel it could be just a little bit stronger to give me a little more options, a little more variety, because I would love to go out and fuck shit up with an elemental Charge Blade. I would absolutely love to, but for now, for me, it's just Diablos.
Okay, now you addressed one weapon type out of 14.
Yeah.
Here goes.
Because I was talking too much, and I wanted to hear you guys's.
Okay, let me just give you a quick rundown. Greatsword, I love the damage of the Greatsword. It's as strong as ever. But at first, I had to kind of warm up to the whole setting up the true charge and just sitting there like a sitting duck and tackling through all the attacks. But I kind of warmed up to the whole playstyle. I like it. I like longsword as well. It's kind of a hype, the whole Helmsplitter thing, and then Kiro. The SNS feels like it's more of a dance now. Fighting with SNS, unless you're shield spamming, is more of a dance. And duels is also extremely hype. I'm pretty sure every other weapon is as strong as it ever was. Some weapons, or most of the weapons, rely on spamming their most flashy move, or Charge Blade included. It's because Sasuga explosion sound effects. People love that shit. People love large cinematic attacks, and who can blame them? It does look kind of boring spamming Charge Blade Ultras all the time, but but it's you don't have to play like this if you don't care for maximum DPS. It's not very smart to not go for the most damaging output, but no one forces you. For example, I get where people are coming from. It definitely looks boring, and I would like the 4 ultimate playstyle back, definitely. But you can do anything against it. They nerfed the ultra file damage. They buffed the KO damage of supers, and nothing changed. And basically, we can't do anything against it. We can either play or we can just drop it. Yeah. I'm not happy with 4 ultimate. Not with the ones of the world charge blade, but it's still fun to play in my opinion. I still love charge blade.
Oh yeah, it's still hella fun. I never said it was bad. I never said it was horrible.
Yeah, I definitely love the buffs that all the weapons got, especially the ones I like using. And some weapons, like Switch X, for example, holy shit, Switch X dual blades and longsword got super hype. Even though I would have liked a more stationary counter like Brave Longsword compared to the Foresight Slash.
Dude, that fucking Foresight Slash, man. Oh my god, that was the other weapon change that I want to talk about too. But give me a second. I gotta read Kansas. Overall, okay, this is Kansas. Overall, I'm really happy with the weapon changes. The one thing I'm disappointed with though is Sword and Shield. I love all the additions they made to the Sword and Shield moveset. It's more fluid than ever. Oh, I definitely agree with you right there. But they made the aerial shield bash way too strong. So most of the time, you just spam that one attack over and over for maximum DPS. Speaking from a speedrunner's perspective, though, I still love speedrunner, Sword and Shield and casual runs. But using SNS in speedruns, no thanks.
Trampoline SNS. GG.
God damn it, man. The fucking... yeah, he's right about that. Because I actually made a few days ago... I made a shield spam set myself, and I absolutely just fucking hated it, you know. Back hop, go up in the air, slam down the air. Back hop, go up in the air, slam down the air. It's such a fucking... It's a horrible way style. It's a horrible way style. Horrible play style. I mean, like, if you do it, if that's how you play it, if that's how you get good times, then go for it. But, like, for me, no thanks, you know. But I do love the thrust move. That's my absolute favorite part of this brand new Sword and Shield setup. The thrust move, man. Oh my god, you can just chain in so much fucking damage just with that one move alone. Especially if you're just like in the monster's guts. You're just you know doing your combos, thrust, combos, thrust, combos, thrust, combos, turn around, thrust, combos. It's absolutely fucking insane. So like. Sword and Shield, definitely one of my fucking favorite weapons. I think I have like 5 Sword and Shield sets just because like Sword and Shield in this game is just absolutely amazing. But Longsword, Aki, holy fucking shit. That fucking Foresight Slash, it was... I liked the difficulty of pulling off the Foresight Slash before, right? I did. But I like it now that you can do whatever you want. As long as you're in that animation, you're still going to get it off. Of course, still be careful, you know, because you can't Foresight Slash everything at the tail end at the last fucking second because you'll still get hit, you know, for some things. But that's one of the changes that I do like about the Longsword, though. It's much easier to pull off your Foresight Slash. Super fucking easy. No problems.
Yeah. About the Foresight Slash, at first I was like, the window is insanely large. When I was grinding the challenge under Gigante quest with Rainy, this was actually the first time I used the improved, quote unquote, improved longsword. It wasn't really improved. The timing was just improved.
Yeah,
that's it. But that's where I noticed it. At first I was like, holy shit, no, it's super easy. No, everyone can do it. But then I pondered on it a little bit and I thought, yeah, so what? I'm profiting from it as well. So I can just initiate the Foresight Slash. For example, I can just initiate the Foresight Slash earlier and be still on the safe side. Less risk. I'm profiting from it as well. I don't see why they made the window this insanely large. But basically, it's very fun to play. And what I was about to ask Kenta is basically, if you had the choice between Brave Longsword, for example, and the Monster Hunter World Longsword, which one would you take?
Oh, man.
Actually, I would ask you this as well, Brandon, but I don't know how much you played Brave Longsword yourself.
I've never played Double Cross. The only reason why I know about the Brave Longsword and everything was because I watched your video, but I've never played Double Cross, sadly. Someone buy it for me, please. No, no. I'm joking. But I will say this though: the Foresight Slash does remind me a lot of the evasion window that you had with Adept Longsword, Bushido Longsword. Sorry, it reminds me of that. In a way, I'm just saying you have a dodge that gives you a shit ton of iframes, and then you have the Foresight Slash, which gives you a shit ton of iframes. They're both a longsword. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Kenta dug out bad memories. I forgot about charge brave meter. The brave meter. Oh my god, it was.
You don't have the charge brave meter. Foresight Slash is unnecessarily generous.
So I love the counter, the stationary counter, the huge DS. If you just face fuck a monster, you just face the monster's face and just bam, and you can't do anything. The monster can't do anything against it. If you're a good brave longsword player, you're fucking up pretty much everything. If you suck, then you're getting demolished.
Yeah.
But the whole charging the brave meter at the start.
Oh my god! Like god damn it, man, it feels more satisfying than a Foresight Slash. Again, I haven't played Brave Longsword, so I sadly wouldn't know what you guys are talking about because I haven't really looked much into Double Cross. I don't really look much into games that I don't play. I would have loved to play Double Cross. I would have loved to stream it, but I needed to man.
I think it's a very good timing now to start out with topic 3 and how we all got into.
You think so? Because there's plenty of more weapons that we could talk about. Like my fucking insect glaive changes.
Yeah, but the insect glaive changes were mostly for the worse, to be honest. The motion value got basically cut in half. The removal of kinsect skills, like for example, the effect extender is gone. Basically, we have.
I'm talking about the 2.0 weapon changes with the kinsect, where I believe it was the attack buff got a little bit of a buff. Like when you get red essence, it got a little bit of a buff. And then
I think it was minuscule. The increase was minuscule. I don't know. Might have to ask Zebra in the chat. He's the IG god. Dethroned Kanta. Feels bad, man. Kanta, you just got dethroned by a horse. Feels bad. A striped horse at that. Kind of feel bad for you. Dunk. Just use as a stepping stone. IG master dethroned. Feels bad, man.
Hold up for a second. I can definitely agree with you on this one, Kanta. I can definitely agree with you on this one. And I'm gonna just go off into a little bit of a rant. I'm sorry. Simplified Kinsect upgrade system is the biggest crime in my opinion. No more Kinsect skills, only basic stat, increase, decreases. I don't like it, right? I mean, like, for the 2.0 insect glaive changes, I'm actually a big fan of that. I can keep my buffs on a little bit longer, and I get, you know, a little bit, like you said, a minuscule attack buff. I do like that. I do like that a lot, actually. But then again, I've always been the person who always liked insect glaive, so meh. But I don't like the simplified Kinsect system. I don't like these Kinsect trees. Because well, I mean, I see why they did it. So you want to like guess around, you know, like, oh, I need to put, you know, like 10 power in 10 power feeds and then like 29 million other feeds or whatever. I forgot exactly what they're called, but you don't have to like fiddle around with it to find like that perfect Kinsect anymore, right? But I do miss the extra effects that that you had with it, the effect extender, the affinity extender, the double Kinsect. You know, I miss those a lot because nowadays it's just dust. You know, it's oh, you know, here's a blast impact or a blast blunt. Which one? Like, which one do you pick? But it's not. Let's see. Kanta says it's not like that would be an issue now with the in-game weapon trees and how you can get a preview of the possible upgrades. Exactly. Yeah, it's not an issue, but my thing is the actual fucking effects are gone. I know why they did that, to simplify it, to make it a little more accessible for newer players of the series. But as an older player, it's kind of like, damn, man, I missed this. This system was like so much fucking better. Again, something that I've said before, if simplification and lower difficulty is what it takes for Capcom to invest Monster Hunter out here in the West a little more seriously, I'll take it. Does that mean I have to like it? Nope. All right. Third topic. Final topic of the day, guys. Sorry about that. I know I went off on another fucking rant. Third topic. Last topic. This topic was actually a little bit, we were conversing back and forth, and we had some other topics, but we ultimately decided on what our first Monster Hunter game was. Right? What got us into the series? What got us knee deep into the series? What inspired us to start speedrunning these games or start streaming these games? Because this is the first episode and we did want to end it on a very positive note. So this is going to be the final topic, and I guess we're gonna host somebody. All right, so I'm gonna go first. My first one was Monster Hunter Freedom 2 on a PlayStation Portable. A little bit of history behind that one. I was in class one day. I was 18 years old in class. If anybody remembers G4 TV and X-Play, they used to be a video game review show on TV, on G4 TV with Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. Their reviews, I was in those days where if those guys would review a game and if they gave it like a 1 out of 5, I wouldn't touch it. They gave Freedom 2 a 2 out of 5, and I didn't touch it. However, I was a big Final Fantasy game. I was a big Final Fantasy fan, and Crisis Core came out. Crisis Core being one of my favorite Final Fantasy games on the PlayStation Portable, and X-Play gave it a 1 out of 5. So I was like, you know what, X-Play, fuck you guys. You guys are totally wrong. This is a great game, not just as a Final Fantasy game, but as a game in general. I personally, I would have given it at least a 4 out of 5 because the game has its problems. But moving on, though. I was in class, and I was looking at Monster Hunter Freedom 2, and the first thing that caught my eye was that the Monster Hunter series was inspired by Phantasy Star Online, and I just dove knee deep into it. I traded in all of my games. I had both Star Oceans. I had Star Ocean First Departure, Second Story, and I had Phantasy Star Portable, and I traded in all 3 of those games so I could afford a used copy of Monster Hunter Freedom 2. And I was stuck for 20 hours of my life in that game trying to kill a Geodrome. It was my first hard game, my first challenging game. You guys know how people say that Dark Souls, when you beat a boss in Dark Souls, you get this feeling of victory. That was my feeling before that even became a mainstream thing. So beating the Geodrome was like, yes. Beating Yeon Kutku was like, yes. Rathalos, Azure Rathalos, Diablos. I don't think Monoblos was. Monoblos was in that game. Monoblos was in that game. Monoblos, Gravios, Black Gravios. It was so good. And every single time I would hear, Monster Hunter from then on, I would be like, Monster Hunter, are you serious? What? I would be so fucking happy about it because of those childhood memories of that victory, of that satisfaction. Those are satisfactory memories. And 10 years later, here I am doing a podcast about Monster Hunter with Kanta and Akantor. God damn it. It's been so fucking long.
Yeah, my story is actually pretty short. I went into the local game market, let's say, with a friend, and he bought Monster Hunter for the PS2 and Godzilla. And we played Godzilla first, and then I was like, hey, let's play the game with the dragons. And then he turned it on, he got his ass kicked, and he was like, here, you can play it. I played it, went to Kutku, got my ass kicked Kutku's ass, went to Gypsy got my ass kicked, switched from hammer to greatsword, demolished everything until I was at Rathalos. Took me like 2 or 3 days until I beat him. Not because I sucked, it was more like each time he went to sleep, I didn't follow him. I was like, I'm going to wait here because the space here is way larger. And then I didn't know that when the monsters sleep, they replenish health. So it was a back and forth, and yeah. It wasn't very
Oh
smart of
man.
me. And then from that point onwards, I played pretty much every Monster Hunter game except Monster Hunter DOS, I think. And yeah, it was I don't know.
I
At some points, I dropped the game because I thought, hey, this game is actually garbage. Let's not play it. And then I just pulled through, and then here I am, being the most handsome guy on the whole planet, doing a podcast with Mopsy and Lolita Permi.
Mobsy
GG.
and pervy. Oh wow. And
That's
then
pretty.
Kenta. What's up?
That's. I just want to say that's pretty much my whole story. There's not much to it. I just stuck around with the series because I like the whole concept with the you're a, you're a small guy and you're fucking up large monsters, and it's more about skill than your gear. You can basically
Yeah.
fuck up a monster with a starter gear, a high end monster, and it all comes down to your own skill. I always like those kind of games where it's more about yourself, like the obligatory Dark Souls comparison. It's basically you. The better you are, the less problems you have. So some things are RNG and you get fucked up regardless.
Oh
But
yeah.
either way, you can maneuver yourself through the monster if you're well enough. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But Armin in the chat has actually said something pretty interesting to you.
Let's see. All memes aside, I just wanted to say that on behalf of everyone here, we appreciate all the time and the work that's gone into the podcast. And I'm sure you're all fairly busy people as it is. I, for one, was thoroughly entertained throughout. And the fact that this is only episode 1 goes to show how talented you are as a public voice. Keep it up, my guy. Yo, thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. Normal
Appreciate
message
the
by
love.
Amon. Good job, Moss.
Yeah,
No, but
Armin
seriously
is a
though, it was a
fucking
joy.
MVP, man.
But wait a second though. Kanta did ask, did say Monster Hunter Freedom. He was bored and looking for an action role-playing game for the PlayStation Portable and saw Mon Hunt being mentioned a lot. Looked up some gameplay videos and trailers and liked what you saw. And then he would continue to make a YouTube video showing the world how much fun Monster Hunter Freedom is. Play Monster Hunter Freedom. It'll be fun, they said. It'll be very fun.
That's
I
the
think we've all
most
seen that video.
That's the most heartwarming, heart-wrenching story I've ever heard.
Heartwarming, heart-wrenching.
Yeah, my eyes teared a little bit up. This story how Kenta found the game, it's too much for me to handle.
Pretty much what happened was a Monster Hunter Freedom dicked him down, and he got back up, and now he dicks down every single monster in revenge, and he won't stop until the day Capcom stops releasing Monster Hunter games. He just will not stop because he can't because he will always remember the time when that Rathalos went on that one island in the middle of the fucking volcano and wasted all of that fucking time. He will remember that day.
Yeah.
Rainy woke up.
Rainy just woke up.
Are
But
you
we're done.
serious?
Yeah, I think we're done here anyway. Except if someone just wants to get something off his/her chest,
Yeah.
then now might be the best opportunity.
Yeah, like open season, guys. Like, let me just say this first. Thank you everybody. Thank you everybody. Thank you everybody, especially to Aki and Rainy for helping me set this up. Thank you, Aki, Rainy, and Kanta for being here. Seriously, thank you all so much, and thank you everybody who came out to listen in, to chat it up. And like Amon said, this is only episode 1. We're gonna be airing this every first Friday of every single month. We're gonna have different guests, different Monster Hunter, content creators, whether it be YouTubers, whether it be streamers, whether they're diehard vets of a series, or if this is their first Monster Hunter game. We're always going to be having this show for a while, actually, for quite the while. But if there's anything else that anybody wants to say in chat, just get off your chest. What your first Monster in the game was, what your worst experience was. Do you like Monster in the World? Do you hate Monster in the World? Just talk about it. Like anybody else. Like, I know for me, regardless of the shit I like and the shit I do like in a Monster Hunter game, the feeling that I actually, conquered something within the game that took so long to do, learning the monster, it's always been a joy. It's always been a joy. And also, too, playing with other people, having fun. Because I never had my first multiplayer experience in a Monster Hunter game until 3 Ultimate. I actually soloed the previous ones. Not so well, though. I wonder what happened if I go back now and play them. But my first multiplayer experience was 3 Ultimate, and it was great. It was great. And the series has been such an influential. It's been so influential in my life that I 3 years ago started off this channel as a Monster Hunter channel with my 3DS capture card and full Ultimate a month late into it. So it's still being like, influenced to this day. So even though, like I do play a lot of variety, I'll always go back to Monster Hunter. Like hell, in a few hours I'm gonna stream it for that spring event because I got some bounties I need to get done, man. But yeah, Monster Hunter World is underwhelming, but it's still Monster Hunter. Giving opinions is scary these days. Hey, like everybody's been behaved.
Actually, I have to get something off my chest in quotations as well. About this whole podcast. I wouldn't be here if this podcast wouldn't consist of people I don't like. And for example, Kanta, Rainy, Moss, and me, I can't really talk about myself, but those 3 people are, if you don't know them for whatever reason, are pretty nice content creators in one way or another. So if you're, I don't know, want to check out some Monster Hunter stuff or streams in general or something, those are definitely good peeps to be there. But if I wouldn't be here for just what I want to say, I wouldn't be here if those people weren't like people I could rely on or are actually nice people. So this should most likely tell you something about them as a person. Kanta is tiny, weeny, small, lowly, but he's a cool guy, entertaining streams. Rainy sleeps all his fucking life, but he's a cool dude. He's pretty good at Monster Hunter. Well, Kanta is as well. And Moss is a very entertaining guy, and I like the idea, and I'm flattered as well. So that he invited me into the first episode of the podcast. It's quite an honor to be there at the very first podcast. And of course, everyone who joined here, every single person. I like you all. You're nice guys, except Hybris. He's a cunt. Oh,
damn!
And,
damn!
I was just kidding.
Fucking shade.
Thank you all for tuning in. It definitely means a lot for all of us.
And guys, so thanks. I got a couple links over here. Let me give you guys some links. Yeah. Great fucking podcast, seriously. Great episode. Great start to the new season. Great start. If you guys want to follow, check out AkantoreX Infinitus. There goes his YouTube channel right over there. Makes sick as fuck speedruns. And you know who else makes sick as fuck speedruns? Even though he wasn't here and just woke up, Rainy. But he tried his best to come here. So and he's been sick lately. So, but still, we're going to give him that love. We're going to give him that love. And then, of course, there is CantaPerMe. You guys already know him. He always streams every single day, but those are great content creators. And the reason why I asked for these guys to show up is because we've actually been knowing each other for years. We've known each other for a long time now, you guys. Like, it's not just like, oh, we met 6 months ago. No, we've known each other for a while. So, there you go. There you guys go. All right, then, guys. We're going to go on ahead and, figure out who we're going to be hosting here because I do want to give that love that you guys showed here today to just somebody. We're going to love somebody today. We're going to love on someone's face. We're going to love on someone's face today.
Let's loot, man.
Who we streaming this game? Who we streaming
G-Rank Kuropeko seems to...
I was just thinking about G-Rank. Yep, we're going to host a good friend of ours, actually. Back to my boat, right, foods. We're going to be hosting G-Rank Kuropeko. There's no raid message, just a casual-ass host. And, guys, again, thank you all so fucking much. Coming out.
Take care.
All right, then. G-Rank. Goddamn, I didn't spell your fucking name. G-Rank Kuropeko. I can't spell it. I'm sorry. All right, guys. Get you guys around. Y'all have a wonderful fucking day.
Bye. So we're good.